This is Alex Habersham with your Blackenomics information, and I'm so humbled to be standing by this statue of a phenomenal guy whose name was Charles Henry Douglas. Now, let me tell you why this is important and why he is important, because he epitomized what I'm trying to project and present as it relates to Blackenomics. And I really am standing inside of his theater, that he operated initially and then he bought it. But I mean, he really epitomized it because he was not only concerned about himself, and incidentally, he was the first black millionaire in Central Georgia too, but he also thought it would not be robbery to help the entire community. We're standing on what was then called Broadway, and that was businesses, black-owned businesses, up and down the street in both directions, and then people from all throughout the community and all the contiguous counties used to come here, and this location down here was thriving, but the mainstay of the activity was the Douglas Theater. And then, now let me tell you what's important. Now, he didn't just start out owning this hotel. Even as a young person, he had a bicycle rental and repair shop. He not as a young person, but I can't forget to mention that he even had a hotel that was right here adjacent. And guess what? This was in the Dream Book. This was a facility for people. This was during the days of segregation, where people could come and they could stay in the hotel and be entertained, at the theater. Sometimes inventions and creation come out of necessity. And what happened with Mr. Douglas is that there was another majority theater here in the community, and when they went to see shows or what happened, they had to go to the colored section. So he says to himself, well, I want a place where my people can come and they can be respected and they can run it and then they can own it and then it can reflect their values and their needs and their concerns. So, that was one of the reasons why he established the Douglas Theater. And, and additionally, all elements of the community were addressed, even the art. He gave artists the opportunity to display their work and their art in and at the theater. So if in fact there is a need, one can become creative and establish that need and address that need, and in many instances make some money. But we got to have a Blackenomic mind, if you please, to try to determine what can we do to uplift the community in many areas, but particularly economically. After Mr. Douglas died in 1940, then his wife took over the facility and the place, and she did a phenomenal job. Her name was Fannie Appling Douglas. And then to show you how involved she was, she had all kind of big names here: Ma Rainey, James Brown, Cab Calloway, Otis Redding, and just a slew, if I may use that term, of other phenomenal artists and entertainers. Well, she was able to maintain it and operate it and attract all of these famous individuals to perform here up until 1971. Lo and behold, like many entities and institutions in the community, it kind of went down. But when a community or a group of people come together and try to achieve a particular purpose or save something, or save the community, then it's possible. So here we go. In 1997, the Douglas finally became restored because it was dilapidated for a long time. But a group of people, individuals and organizations and agencies and institutions from throughout the community came together, to contribute and donate and fund over $2 million to restore this facility. Now, the reason that's important is we need to emphasize the role that the community, individuals too, can play in generating and elevating the principles of Blackenomics, which is self-help. You see, it's possible. Talk about Blackenomics if we have the spirit and the determination not only to do better ourselves, but to help somebody. And that was his forte. He had bellhops who started their own business, and everybody associated with him. He made a deliberate effort to make sure that they flourished and they profited and they started their own business. That's what I'm trying to do, y'all, as it relates to Blackenomics, is try to utilize the resources and the determination and our history to influence where we are now and where we can go in the future. So Blackenomics is important. It has worked, and in some instances now it is working, but it can work better, particularly when you talk about the power of black consumerism. And if we utilize it wisely, then the whole community will benefit, because a rising tide raises the whole ship. Don't just stand there, do something. See you next time.